to build a better connected, future-ready South Africa. Visit VodaconBusiness.co.za. Together, let's build the extraordinary. Vodacom Business. Further together.
Afternoon Express is proud to be nominated in multiple categories at the third annual National Film and TV Awards taking place on Saturday, the 22nd of November. And you can add your voice by voting. Visit nationalfilmacademy.com, register and vote for Afternoon Express in the Best Entertainment Show category, Palisa Tembe for Best TV Presenter, and myself, Ayanda Jitabete, for Best Female TV Personality and Celebrity Personality of the Year. Voting closes on the 20th of November at midday.
The Full Circle with Bridget Masinga. Monday to Friday, 1 to 3 p.m.
I mean, I would ask, how is your afternoon going thus far? I hope it's going well. I hope it's going well. We are counting down in Johannesburg, counting down the days until, of course, the G20 is upon us. On my drive into SABC today, I literally was laughing because Basa Kubimkoti, they are still digging up holes. And I'm like, we are quarter to G20. The people have landed. The visitors are at the gate. It's time for us to now patch, izivale la zivala khona, sishanele, siqoqe, and beautify. And we'll see about digging more holes when the visitors have gone. For now, let's just get to a state of beautification, because I think that was the president's objective, is just to present our best foot, for the G20 summit. So it's very disturbing when you are driving into a SABC and you're still seeing, people digging up holes all over the place. Just patch, clean, plant what you're planting, cut what you're cutting, sweep what you're sweeping, and let's beautify this thing so that when the visitors come, it looks pretty, and then we can get back to digging up the holes and fixing the things that need to be fixed once they are gone. Because we all know, right? We all know the sort of the hurried speed to get everything done, so that we can present to the visitors. So since they are here already, let's just do what we can do in these next couple of days and welcome the visitors, and then we'll see to finish after they have left. I hope you are having a good day. We are having a cool one this side. The rain has subsided for the afternoon, so we thank God for that. We're going to be catching up with Usbahle Mota, our SABC News reporter, around the Madlanga Commission, find out what's going on. Today was the big day, the much anticipated first day of Brown Mukhotzi's testimony at the commission. And thus far, there's mixed emotions on social media. There's mixed emotions on social media. I saw somebody tweeting saying, I think it was at Sintletsi, who tweeted and said, Mara, we are living in a brown Mukhotsi fairy tale. So it's mixed emotions. But Spatle is going to run us through what's been going on so far this morning. And then we are looking at the inaugural 1 million Rand Act for Change Food Gardens competition. So we'll find out more about this one. And it's powered by the ShopRite group. So they'll tell us more. And then for all things arts and culture, we are going to dip into the Montreal Jazz Festival, which is happening. I think it's happening in Franschhoek, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to be talking to legendary South African artist Ubab Sem Hlengejwa around this, who's not only just a celebrated South African artist, but also co-founder of the Bag Factory Artist Studio. There's still a conversation that we need to have on the show about the history of the Bag Factory Artists Studios. And then we'll come back and we'll wrap up the conversation on a medical note, because today is Tuesday after all. It's just gone 10 past 1 o'clock on the Full Circle with myself, Bridget Masinga on SAFM. Let's take a quick pause.
SAFM 104 to 107 nationwide. SAFM has signed a code of conduct that is enforced by the Broadcasting Complaints Commission of South Africa. Under the code, we are committed to giving news that is accurate, comment that is fair, and programming that is not harmful, does not amount to hate speech, or contain violence or explicit sex. If you think we are not living up to that code, then you can inform the Broadcasting Complaints Commission of South Africa. Direct any complaints in writing to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission of South Africa. PO Box 142365, Craig Hall 2024. Fax to 011-326-3198 or an email to bccsa@nabsa.co.za. For more information, please visit www.bccsa.co.za. Bridget Masinga is streaming live now on Facebook, YouTube, and X at SAFM Radio.
All right, we are catching up with Usibahle Motana, SABC News reporter, on all things the Madlanga Commission, and this has been the much anticipated day, Usibahle. Everybody has been on tenterhooks, counting down until the day Brown Mukhotsi gets to take to the hot seat and testify at the Madlanga Commission.
Afternoon to you, Bridget, and to the listeners. Oh, definitely. I mean, we have anticipated, know, for for have and take his version of the story to the Madam Commission. And I think a lot of people judging from social media have really been left more confused than anything else with his testimony because there's a lot of name dropping. There's a lot of things that we need by and I think it is only, or rather, it was only towards lunchtime where we were sort of getting to the crux of the matter and it's why, he's here before the Commission. And that goes to his relationship or allegedly with Ted Matlala and him facilitate or trying to facilitate a meeting colleague minister Sekum Tulu and Usumuzi Ted Matlala and his testimony as well as to how he got so General Shebesia, but everything else that was just as confusing, was hearsay, it was claimed, and a lot of names were dropped. Testimony.
Mm, and we don't mean to make light of a very serious situation in the country by way of the Madlanga Commission, but at times you can't help it.
Mm.
And we've been saying since the beginning of our interactions that we are watching this commission in tandem with conversations that move with it on social media. And quite frankly, South Africans are confused, and it's like "Tos, tos, siyasuka-sukela nansi indaba" at this point.
No, definitely. I mean, there was a point when, the commissioners were reprimanding him and asking him that the testimony that he was delivering in the morning, what it had to state and his, you know, even that General Data Mkwanazi was part CIA as well as Zulu was CIA. And now sort of seeing that at first a lot of the things that he's saying are not making sense. And because I've been sitting in this position, I'm trying to think in my head, so this CIA information, how could it be to what has been said or what has been said outside of the Majanga Commission? And it was very, very difficult to follow in the beginning, as well as some of the names that he has dropped that had nothing to do with our, but like right now we are moving along and he is about the that has been controversial and ethnic of the Madlanga Commission as well as Madlanga and him claiming as well as saying that General Sani Masula also wanted a kickback from the sector of approximately 25 million rand. General Sele also wanted a kickback of 10 million rand. He says that Ms. Matala, was so furious, saying that both sides of Fani Masula as well as General are very ungrateful because he has given them like 5 million, Fani Masula as well as 2 million, Billy Belly. But again, these are all claims at this point when, Billy Belly will have to be part of the story when he can during phase two, to listen or to respond rather, to activity against him.
Mm. I mean, what are we to make from his testimony for the first half of this morning, because a lot of South Africans are then saying, well, how credible is this guy? Because he seems to be all over the place and, sort of making mention of things that almost seem impossible. The idea that the CIA has somehow infiltrated all these characters and is in control, and mentions of some Israeli, entities in the mix. Uh, so are we even to trust at this point that what he's saying to the commission rings true in any shape, form, or format?
So I think what is important for anybody following this national information is the fact that we have to keep the terms of reference. And
Mm.
the terms of reference are based criminal situation of criminal syndicates. Obviously, these are allegations that he has received from Senator has a very certain public image, obviously, he's going against upholding. So they may have to test this allegation. I think that at the same of the commission, how they tell the how he Brown may have is in trade and law enforcement agencies. So not looking here allegations that might be tested. If this was
Mm.
CIA, allegations in detail, but at the center of the national commission are these that need to be told.
Mm. So actually, let's leave it there for this afternoon, and let's hope that we have a far more coherent afternoon of testimony with information of relevance that we're all able to somehow follow and track. But we'll catch up with you again tomorrow. That was Sbahle Mota, SABC news reporter, running us through the morning's sessions at the Madlanga Commission thus far, of course, with one of those central characters testifying today, Ubran Mokgotsi. He was really just all over the place, for lack of a better word. But hopefully, we'll move forward in the afternoon with more solid testimony that speaks to the terms of reference. It is 20 past 1 o'clock on the full circle with myself, Bridget Masinga. Let's take a quick pause and then we'll be right back.
You could spend 10 minutes trying to fix the office printer, or get a 10-minute quote from Outsurance that could save you thousands on your car insurance. SMS out to 30754. Like 65-year-old Helena, who now pays an incredibly low 398 Rand a month for her 2025 Hyundai Extra. With Outsurance, you get the legendary Out Bonus that pays you a percentage of your premiums back if you're claim-free. SMS out to 30754. After switching, 48-year-old Felicity now pays only 836 Rand a month for her 2020 Hyundai Tucson. Outsurance will either save you money on your car insurance or give you cash. If Outsurance can't beat what you're currently paying, ask them for 500 Rand. Make that 1,500 Rand if you've been claim-free and with the same insurer for 3 years. Savings or cash, you have nothing to lose. SMS out to 30754. That's out to 30754. Outsurance, licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
Streaming Scheme Sum on the way to class.
Catching the Premier League while waiting for your order.
Jamming to Metro FM before you even get out of bed.
On SABC Plus, sinayo yonke into ifunayo. Your shows, your music, your way, anytime, anywhere. Zero subscription fees.
On your phone, tablet, or smart TV.
Download SABC Plus on iOS or Google Play Store.
This November, SFM proudly presents the third annual lecture.
I do want to say that in the public service, there are also checks and balances. The fact that people may not have applied doesn't mean it's not there.
SFM invites you to our third annual public lecture, delivered by Chancellor of the Nelson Mandela University, Dr. Geraldine Fraser Muleketi. The theme of the lecture is confronting inequality, corruption and unemployment.
Let's hold everyone accountable and to standards, whether you have a GNU or not.
The lecture will take place on the 27th of November 2025 at the Indaba Hotel, Spa and Conference Center in Four Ways, Johannesburg. Secure your seat by emailing us at rsvp@safm.co.za. SAFM, leading the conversations that move us.
Extraordinary is built on innovation, and Vodacom Business is leading the way. They provide the cloud that scales with ambition, AI that drives smarter decisions, IoT that connects what truly matters, and secure connectivity that keeps everything moving. From small enterprises to public sector solutions, Vodacom Business is creating a future where every connection counts. Stronger businesses, thriving communities, a nation ready to lead. Visit www.vodacombusiness.co.za. Together, let's build the extraordinary. Vodacom Business, further together.
SAFM 104 to 107 nationwide. Bridget Masinga, weekdays on the Full Circle.
Alrighty, so here's a bit of an opportunity for you to perhaps put some funds into your community garden with the inaugural 1 million Rand Act for Change food garden competition. And this one is powered by the ShopRite Group. We are chatting to Sanjeev Raghubir, who's the Chief Sustainability Officer at ShopRite. How are you doing this afternoon, Sanjeev?
To be on the full circle.
Thank you so much for the time. Much appreciated. I guess firstly, let's talk about, the motivation for the brand to power up such an incredible initiative.
Yeah, we're very excited about this program and about this competition. So the ShopRite Group has been supporting community food gardens for more than 10 years now. So in actual fact, 300 food gardens across the country. And by support, we provide the seeds, the seedlings, tools, the shade netting, irrigation, fencing if it's necessary. But most importantly, we provide the training and the mentorship so that the gardens can build up, and the communities can build up their skills to ensure that the gardens remain sustainable in the long term.
Mm. And now you've gone one step further with this 1 million Rand Act for Change, Act for Change food garden competition. Tell us a little bit more about the competition and what it entails.
That's right. So, we wanted to celebrate those community members that have come together, that have put their passion and their perseverance to grow their food gardens. And we thought it was a way to reward, but at the same time recognize the excellent work that community members are doing in terms of growing fresh vegetables organically and making sure that communities have access to nutritious and fresh vegetables.
Mm. Why now more than before, Sanjeev? Is it of critical importance to focus on food security and to empower initiatives like community food gardens?
Absolutely, Bridget. So annually, the ShopRite Group commissions National Food Security Index, which looks at the level.
We've lost connection
Yeah,
that we lost you there for a second, Sanjeev, at the annual food index.
that's right. So the group commissions the annual Food Security Index, and last year we saw that there was an improvement compared to the previous year in terms of the levels of food security.
Mm.
But it still remains a concern in our country that so many people do not have adequate nutrition and go to bed hungry at night. So for this reason, we support these food security can have access to fresh and organically grown vegetables
Mm.
and to address much of this food security, which is so concerning in our country.
Absolutely. And one of the things central to the food security conversation isn't so much the sort of unavailability of food in South Africa, but rather the affordability of homes to be able to fill up those monthly baskets. And so community gardens such as this become quite central in those spaces.
Absolutely. And in fact, one of the reasons why we saw there was an improvement in the food security index was that the level of food inflation that decreased. So that's a positive sign, and it means that food is more affordable. But at the same time, with low levels of economic growth in the country, it makes it difficult and challenging when people are unemployed and rely primarily on, for example, a social grant. So for that reason, it's important to drive this awareness, but also create skills for communities to grow their own food where they can.
Absolutely. Talk to us a little bit about the competition. So, who's eligible to enter? I know entries close at the end of the month on the 30th of November.
Yeah, exactly. So the entries close at the end of the month on the 30th of November. If you're over 18, we encourage communities that have started food gardens to apply. We particularly encourage women and youth that are involved in food gardens. Sadly, if you are an individual and have your own food garden, you can't enter. Or if you are a business or a co-op, you cannot enter. But really, we want to encourage communities. We really want to drive that community spirit of coming together and participating and growing your own vegetables. That's what we want to do.
And they are splitting this 1 million 6 ways, with the first prize being 225,000 rands.
Absolutely. So we're very excited about that. I mean, the first time we're having this competition with a significant prize or significant prizes. The first prize is 225,000 rands worth of support. And like I said, that support will include training, it'll include mentorship, feed, the necessary tools, right down to the sixth prize, which is 120,000 rands. So, we're looking forward to rewarding and celebrating those communities that have come together and that are doing this.
And just finally, where do folks go in order to submit their entries and also to, I guess, see what are the remaining criteria for entry points?
So it's quite easy. If you go into your search engine and type in Act for Change Food Garden Competition, so it's a mouthful, so I'll say it again, Act for Change Food Garden Competition. And it'll come up to an entry form, complete the entry form, upload the photographs of your garden. It's a data-free site. It's not going to cost the entrants and the participants any data or any cost. So we're excited about that as well. As you indicated, the competition closes on the 30th of November. We have quite a rigorous process. We evaluate the entrants and even do site visits where it's necessary. And then we will announce the winners by the end of April next year. So it's a long time. We're encouraging all of the communities and community food gardens to apply as soon as possible.
Wonderful stuff. Sanjeev Raghuveer, thank you so much for the time. Chief Sustainability Officer at the ShopRite Group. Act for Change Food Garden Competition is where you can go if you want to go see the criteria. It's gone 1:30. It's time for Ondela and the headline news.
Thank you, Bridget. On the news headlines, Northwest businessman Brown Mokhodzi has alleged that National Police Commissioner Fani Masemula expected a 25 million rand kickback from an SAPS tender awarded to businessman and crime suspect Vusimuzi Kat Matlala. The city of Ekurhuleni has attributed the corruption allegations against some of the officials in its Metropolitan Police Department to the absence of a permanent head of department. And the resolution that the UN Security Council has adopted makes reference to Palestinian self-determination and statehood. A full update follows at the top of the hour.
SAFM 104 to 107 nationwide. This November, SAFM proudly presents the 3rd annual lecture.
And as the Freedom Charter says, no legitimate government could claim authority unless it is based on the will of the people. And I think sometimes people forget that.
SAFM invites you to our 3rd annual public lecture, delivered by Chancellor of the Nelson Mandela University, Dr. Geraldine Fraser-Muleketi. The theme of the lecture is Confronting Inequality, Corruption and Unemployment, Rebuilding South Africa's Social Contract for Inclusive and Sustainable Growth. The lecture will take place on the 27th of November 2025 at the Indaba Hotel, Spa and Conference Center in Four Ways, Johannesburg. Secure your seat by emailing us at rsvp@safm.co.za. SAFM, leading the conversations that move us. The Full Circle with Bridget Masinga, Monday to Friday, 1 to 3 p.m.
Imagine, as if it wasn't enough for you to be able to go experience world-class jazz at the Montreal Jazz Festival hosted in Franschhoek come March 2026. But as part of all the fanfare and the build-up, they've also curated quite an interesting pairing of art and music and solicited original creative works by South African artists, including the legend himself, the living legend, Ubabsem Hlengejwa, to design a one of a kind original poster for the festival. How amazing is that? It might just be cheaper for me at this point, Sam, to just buy a poster for the festival or download a poster for the festival, blow it up and frame it and say I have a Sam Hlengejwa original. How are you?
Good things yourself, Richard.
I'm, I'm great. Thank you so much for the time. I mean, I'm looking at the poster now, and it's absolutely beautiful, very much in keeping with what South Africans have come to know you for. You've become one of those voices in the artistic community that has played quite beautifully in a wonderful symphony with music over the years by way of some of the paintings that you've painted and the people that you featured in your work.
Thank you. Thank you.
How has that journey been for you in the last couple of decades?
It's been uphill, but in any profession, when you are passionate, disciplined, you will win.
Mm.
So it's been like that for me. I've been very disciplined. You know, in our profession, we are walking on thin ice,
Mm.
but as long as you focus and you just hold on to your discipline without slipping, it's like that. And that's for me to be right. Proudly say South Africa. Enjoy
Mm.
in French if you want to. I mean, like South Africa is making all the time. We're the first web to turn in the continent.
Mm.
We're the first to host a Montreal Jazz Festival in Francois in the continent. We're the first for G20.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are making news, and especially the Montreal Jazz was saying that it sounds like a fresh face. There's no all of our lives in South Africa now lately ups and downs.
Mm.
But the Montreal Jazz Festival in French, fresh and all jazz lovers in the country are looking forward to it. And I'm proud to be part of it with the poster they chose. Uh,
Absolutely. I just want, Babsam, I just want to change your line a little bit, see if we can get a crisper, clearer line to communicate with. We are in conversation with South African living artistic legend Sam Hlengejwa. He is a visual artist and co-founder of the Bag Factory's Artist Studios, yet another institution of heritage and legacy in the country. A conversation still needs to be had there about the significance of the Back Factory and the incredible artists that have come through its doors, not to mention its founders, including the likes of Ubabsem Hlengejwa. His work is highly coveted in the world of visual arts. And so for him to be involved in the Montreal Jazz Festival and create this poster becomes yet another conversation to be had by lovers of music and lovers of art. And let's talk a little bit about the poster as well, Bob Sam. Is it taken from? Did you create something original, or is it taken from the archives of work that has never been seen before?
It's from my archive because like when the committee asked me if I could write a poster, very sketch of about an A4 size that filled with my collages and drawings, and some they haven't been seen
Mm.
by the public. And I see for and in no time the committee selected this particular one, which is homage to Charles Mingus.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful
Mm.
indeed. I mean, it becomes a collectible in itself, right? Another way for your art to live in a different space and being introduced to perhaps even a different audience that might have not been aware of the greatness of Sam Hlengejwa.
Correct, correct. And just like I was saying the other time, the spirit, Charles Mingus is with us.
Absolutely. I mean, to be a part of this event for you, you've basically been a part of everything. You're part of history, and here you are again being a part of yet another landmark cultural moment in South Africa. What does that mean for the legacy that you have built and that you continue to build through your work?
I must say I'm overwhelmed and I feel honored. I mean, at this time of my life that I get international recognition as a South African. And thanks to my deceased brother Ranky,
Mm,
who introduced me to jazz.
mm,
And there were times whereby I didn't know whether I want to study music or I want to study art.
mm.
But I decided I can't have two musicians in the family. Let him continue to be practicing musician, and I'll practice. I'll do the visual side of it. And that's how it ended. But it's my in
Mm.
just like Miles Davis. Miles Davis is a trumpeter, a some painter.
Mm.
Mm,
I didn't
mm.
know this. We live
Yes,
and we learn.
yes,
And now I also understand. I mean, I have about a minute with our conversation, but now I also understand your love for depicting jazz artists and sort of like a jazz environment in your work.
yep. And all the time when I'm in the studio, like now, just took a break because I knew I have to sort of like musician.
Mm.
But all the time in the studio, I listen to it.
Oh, wonderful. Well, listen, Bob Sam, if you'll indulge me at some point, maybe in our quiet time and when you're not busy with a series of work, I think you're due for an in-studio conversation. And let's talk about the legacy and the work of Sam Hlengejwa. And I'll come invade your studio if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind really. I really, really don't mind. This month is my last year, the whole month. I was doing a residency for the island.
Oh.
So I'm finishing the exhibition is uh, week in Movement Gallery in New York.
Mm.
The other one will be gallery in London, showing what was sketching or painting in
Yes.
Dhaka. So I have two shows,
Bob,
but I'm ready end of this month.
Bob Sam, we'll leave it there for today and then we'll catch up soon. That was Sam Hlengejwa.
You could spend 10 minutes on social media or get a 10-minute quote from Outsurance that could save you thousands on your car insurance. For his 2024 GWMP series, 54-year-old Amos now pays only 1,004 Rand a month. And for his 2024 Toyota Urban Cruiser, 55-year-old Andre pays just 776 Rand a month. Ready to get more out of your car insurance? SMS out to 30754. That's out to 30754. Outsurance, licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
From the first bullet fired to the last betrayal uncovered, The battle for the Dutton legacy has left blood on the land and scars on every soul. We've seen loyalty tested, families torn apart, and enemies made in the name of power, pride, and survival. Now, as the dust settles and new threats rise, the question remains, how far will the Duttons go to protect their empire? Yellowstone, Season 5, the fight isn't over. It's just begun. Starts Tuesday, 18th November at 7 p.m. only on S3.
Ish, at school I was falling behind. They thought I wasn't trying, bruh. Truth is, I couldn't see well, and I felt as small as the words on the board. And then, teacher came to sit with me and realized I needed glasses. Bruh, now everything's changed.
Take time to listen. With enough love and support, children don't just catch up, they thrive.
Visit holdmyhand.org.za.
Together, we can change their future.
The Green Eagles believe nothing will stop them from flying high with 3 points on Egyptian soil. However, the Glamour Boys want to wrap up the weekend with a special message for their fans. This is the Group D first leg contest of the CAF Confederation Cup. Catch Al Masri SC versus Kaizer Chiefs FC this Sunday, 23 November at 8 p.m. live on SABC Plus and SABC One. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Whether it is a CCMA referral, problems with a mechanic, unfair blacklisting, or an uncontested divorce, Clientele Legal offers professional legal services to all South Africans. Our plans are affordable, and you receive up to 745,000 Rand worth of legal services per year. We cover civil, criminal, and labor-related matters. Our nationwide legal teams are standing by to support you 24 hours a day. Plus, all plans include a 5,000 Rand bail benefit. Join today. SMS SAFM to 32195. That's SAFM to 32195. Clientele General is an authorized FSP and licensed non-life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
Usutu does not mind visitors, provided 3 points remain in KZN. However, Swelele refused to travel to Durban as tourists. They want nothing but victory. This is the Midway Premiership. Forever. Amazulu FC versus Swelele FC on Saturday, 22 November at 2:30 p.m. live on SABC Plus and SABC One. Then on SABC radio stations at 3:30 p.m. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Access to the internet is vital for any country to grow. That's why the recent 6.75 billion rand digital infrastructure deal that Standard Bank Corporate and Investment Banking facilitated between Telkom and an actors-led consortium is so transformational for South Africa. It unlocks growth and provides internet access to underserved communities who will now have access to the internet for the very first time. Search CIB Stories of Impact to watch the full story.
Standard Bank is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Congratulations to the Lucky Powerball Plus jackpot winner who won over 6 million Rand on Friday after playing at a retailer in Lone Hill, Gauteng. Almost, that's around the corner from my house. The lotto is getting closer and closer. Play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 44 million Rand in total estimated jackpots this Tuesday. That's today, and you could win big. Buy your tickets now in store or via the nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529# for USSD. Panda Pusher Play. Players must be 18 years or older and play responsibly. Ituba is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
SAFM 104 to 107 nationwide. This program is brought to you by SABC Education, enriching minds, enriching lives.
Hello, friends, and happy Tuesday. Welcome to a brand new day and another exciting edition of Kids Corner. I hope your day is off to a great start and that you're ready for more learning, sharing, and fun. Today, we're talking about cheating during exams. Something many learners think about, especially when exams feel tough. What are your thoughts on cheating during exams? Do you think cheating helps or does it cause even more problems? Why is it important to write your exams honestly, even when the questions are hard? If you ever feel stuck during an exam, what can you do instead of thinking about cheating? And finally, how do you think teachers and parents feel when you try your best even if you don't get things right? All right, friends, let's hear from some of our friends while you share your answers with the people next to you.
Hello everyone, my name is Akana Tagaran. I am 9 years old and I am in grade 4. Cheating is bad because it causes problems and doesn't help you learn. Writing exams honestly is important because it shows you are trying your best. If you are stuck on a question, ask the teacher for help or clarification. Teachers and parents are proud of you when you try your best, even if you don't get everything right.
Hi, my name is Malanje. My thoughts on cheating during an exam include people doing it to get good grades by either feeling the pressure or just simply being lazy to study. I think that it causes more problems. It is important to write exams honestly so that you do not get caught and so that you are able to learn something. If you feel stuck during an exam, you could either skip the question and come back later or read it slower and really try to understand it. I think parents and teachers usually feel proud when you try your best, but would also encourage you to try harder or study harder for the next time.
Good day, my name and surname is Bridget Masinga. I am 11 years old. I believe that cheating during an exam is not a good idea. While it seems like a quick way to get better grades quickly, it usually causes more problems in the long run. Cheating can lead to a lack of trust. It does help you learn, and if you get caught, there are serious consequences. It's really important to write exams honestly because they are a way to show what you've learned. Even if questions are hard, doing your best helps you understand what you need to work on. It also prepares you for the future challenges, and you can also always improve with practice. If I feel stuck in an exam, I would try to stay calm and take a breath. I might skip these questions and come back to it later, or I could write down what I do know about the subject to help trigger more ideas. It's better to try my best than to think about cheating. I think teachers and parents feel proud when we try our best, even if we don't get everything right. They understand that everyone struggles sometimes and they appreciate the effort we put in. Trying hard shows that we are already learning and growing, which is what really matters. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Yelanda Mzobe. I will not cheat during my exams because I have studied a lot and I know everything by my head. Instead of cheating, I think you can study, go to a person, go to extra lessons and study very hard. Don't play outside and study very hard. You must not cheat, ask your parents to assist you. I think cheating is bad for me because I don't have reasons, but I just don't like cheating. Because if you're cheating, you will not know the answers and you go to the next grade and you will not be able to cheat. So you're not going to pass. So you have to know everything by head for the next grade because you cannot pass by not knowing anything. So cheating is bad for me. Thank you, everyone.
My name is Lorraine. No, I don't think cheating is okay at any time of my life. I never want to cheat ever. Teachers should put cameras to see who is cheating, and if they find anyone cheating, they should be sent to the principal's office. For children who have been found cheating, they should be sent to detention for cheating in class and also get expelled if they are found cheating many times. The no cheating rule is very important to me because if I cheat, I will never learn how to do things. For example, if I cheat on long division with two-digit numbers, I will never learn how to do it. And then when the test or exam comes, I will not be able to do it. So please do not cheat on your schoolwork or academics so that you can learn how to do things yourself. After all, cheating is the same as lying, and that is not good.
Good day. My name and surname is Apelelam Pembe, and I am 8 years old. I think cheating during exams is not a good idea. It's like taking a shortcut that doesn't really help you learn anything. I believe it's better to do my own work and show what I know. Cheating might seem like it helps at first because you could get a good grade, but it can cause a lot of problems later. If you get caught, you could lose trust from your teacher and parents. Plus, you won't really understand the subject. It's important to write exams honestly because they show what we have learned. Even if the questions are hard, it's okay to try your best and maybe learn from our mistakes. This way we can get better for next time. If I feel stuck in an exam, I would take a deep breath and try to relax. I could skip the hard question and come back to it later, or I could write down what I do know about the topic. It's about trying hard and not giving up. I think teachers and parents feel proud when I tried my best, even if I don't get anything right. They know that I am learning and growing. It's more it's more important to show effort than to show focus on the grade. Thank you.
Thank you, friends. It's always great to hear from you. Today, we took a deep look into something that matters not just in school, but throughout your whole life: honesty, responsibility, and the choices you make when things feel challenging, especially during exams. Exams can make your heart beat faster, your hands feel warm, and your mind feel a little crowded. That's normal. It happens to everyone. But what truly shows your strength is how you respond when things get hard. Choosing honesty over cheating is a sign of maturity, courage, and respect for yourself and others. Cheating may look like a shortcut, but shortcuts often lead to slippery paths. When you cheat, you might get an answer right, but you miss the chance to learn, to grow, and to understand something new. It also creates worry, guilt, and fear of being caught. Writing your exams honestly shows that you value fairness and hard work. Even if a question feels impossible, trying your best helps your brain get stronger and teaches you how to face challenges without giving up. Remember, friends, exams are not just about marks. They're about showing what you know, discovering what you still need to learn, and practicing how to stay calm under pressure. If you ever feel stuck in an exam, there are so many healthy, smart choices you can make instead of thinking about cheating. Take a slow breath to clear your mind, move to an easier question and come back later. Break the question into smaller parts you can understand. Use your memory strategies from class, clues, keywords, and pictures in your mind. And here's something really important, my lovely friends. Teachers and parents don't expect perfection from us. They expect effort, growth, and integrity. When they see that you've tried your absolute best, even if you don't get all the answers right, their hearts will fill with pride. They feel happy, inspired, and hopeful because they see a child who is learning to be responsible, trustworthy, and determined. They care more about your character than your marks, and honesty is one of the strongest parts of good character. So, friends, keep believing in yourself, keep practicing honesty, and keep choosing the brave path, even when it's difficult. Because every time you choose to do what's right, you're building a future filled with confidence, trust, and success. Good luck with your exams.
This program was brought to you by SABC Education, enriching minds, enriching lives. SAFM 104 to 107 nationwide. Gender-based violence is destroying lives and tearing communities apart. It happens in homes, in schools, at workplaces, and too often in silence. But it doesn't have to continue. If you see it, speak out. If you are hurting, reach out. Because doing nothing is not an option. Listen to all 19 SABC radio stations for hard talk, discussions, advice, dramas, educational shows, and interviews around GBV with experts, survivors, lawmakers, and a whole country affected by gender-based violence. All on your favorite SABC radio station. Call 0800 428 428 to report abuse or get help. GBV, it ends with you. This message is brought to you by the SABC. If you're active on social media and love SAFM, we hope you'll take a moment to like or follow our SAFM page on Facebook and Twitter. These are the best places to find all the guest information, conversations, and stories you love from your favorite presenters, along with regular updates from SABC News. And don't forget, you can send your questions to feedback@safm.co.za. SAFM, leading the conversation. SAFM supports a litter-free South Africa. Play your part in keeping our surroundings and environment clean. SAFM, leading the conversation. SAFM's award-winning drama department presents to you the radio drama series Skyline.
Such cockpit medical emergency now.
Cabin crew to your stations.
Where the skies promise adventure, but behind the cabin doors, untold secrets are found.
Signing off on cheap parts they installed like it's nothing.
Catch the radio drama series every Saturday at 9 p.m. on SAFM, leading the conversations that move us.
On the top stories, Bukhozi alleges Masamula Ncele received kickbacks from Matlala and UN adopts the Gaza ceasefire plan. For SAFM News, I'm Ondalambana, and a very good day. Northwest businessman Brian Bukhozi has alleged that National Police Commissioner Fani Masamula expected a 25 million rand kickback from an SAPS tender awarded to businessman and crime suspect Vusumuzi Ket Matlala. Bukhozi has also alleged Matlala paid former Police Minister Bheki Cele 2 million rand in return for favours. Bukhozi is testifying before the Matlanga Commission of Inquiry in Pretoria, where his links to Police Minister Senzo Mchunu and Matlala are under the spotlight.
It is Matlala who told me that these people are very ungrateful. He further spoke about General Bheki Cele and General Masamula, saying that, these people expect me, like Masamula, he expects 25 million rand from me, and I have already given him 5 million rand. He also spoke about Bheki Cele, that he has given him 2 million rand, and he wanted 10 million, which means the 8 million rand was outstanding.
The city of Ekurhuleni has attributed the corruption allegations against some of the officials in its Metropolitan Police Department to the absence of a permanent head of department. They include EMPD's suspended Deputy Chief Julius Mkwanazi and former city manager Imogen Mashazi. They are both accused of unlawfully authorizing the installation of police blue lights on the private vehicles of Vusumuzi Ket Matlala. The city's current manager, Kagiso Lerutla, addressed the media in Germiston.
From a governance process, you all know that there is no head of department, that department is bound to have challenges. And you all know that the issue of the chief of police has been ongoing for quite some time. I think we're sitting at if not 13 months, it's 15 months. But the chief of police has left a vacancy in that position. Then obviously it creates challenges.
The ANC set to reveal the findings of its Integrity Commission on Free State Premier McQueen Letsoha Mataya's corruption allegations. Last year, a leaked message directed Letsoha Mataya revealed that she and her husband, Mangaung Metro Speaker Lawrence Mataya, allegedly accepted
a message at night without sharing the letter itself. I only sent it to him the following day, which was the 2nd of January.
Are you leaving the letter?
I am leaving the letter for now. We'll come back to it later.
I've got more questions later on, but for now, why did you think Mr. Matlala would be interested in the disbandment of PKTT?
Commissioners, the man would be very much interested and happy. As I've alluded earlier, he did, of course, got harassed by the same people, which is the PKTT. Even when they manhandled him, he did make reference that they, of course, also assaulted his wife, and that's why I helped him to go to the police station in Soweto through my arrangement with a co-handler. But in addition, Commissioner, in as much as he was frustrated and telling me that these people keep on looking for money and so forth, and the PKTT does not give him space and all that, I believed that its disbandment will really relieve him.
So there was a lot of discussion between you and Mr. Matlala about the PKTT during December 2024?
Yeah, not necessarily a lot of discussion, but I mean, they harassed him, they came to his house, and they also assaulted his wife. It's something not to forget. We cannot just forget that easily if one is on the shoes of Mr. Matlala.
And do you know how he knew that it was the PKTT that harassed him, as opposed to any other unit?
Yes, he did mention that he was, they were wearing balaclavas, they were in KZN cars, and they were speaking Zulu. And as it is also known, people here in Gauteng, the Zulu that they speak is not like the one in KZN. Even if I can speak any language with you, you won't speak Tswana that I speak in Mahikeng. Here you speak differently. Even the Zulus here, the Zulu is not like that one in KZN. I think that's where he drew the distinction.
Thank you, Mr. Chaskals.
Can you then take the Commission through paragraph 63 to 65?
In testimony before the committee, Lieutenant General Mkonas states that I am not a registered source in police, but yet I have access to everything in the police. I reiterate that Lieutenant General Mkonas could not know that I was a registered contact agent for crime intelligence and therefore privy to the information and documents relating to the inner workings of South African Police Service. By implication, what Lieutenant General Mkonas is saying is that if I were to be a contact agent, I would be privy to this information and his concern would therefore be undermined. The perceived links that I have with persons in the underworld is drawn from WhatsApp communication inter alia with Matlala, which were sent and in execution of my task orders received from my handler in the crime intelligence.
Can I just stop you there? Was your handler aware of your WhatsApp communications with Mr. Matlala? Did you share them with your handler?
It is very, very important that you notify your handler about your discussion. But in the main, you will not wake up in the morning and say, hello, Mr. Matlala, how are you? Then you tell the handler, I just greeted him, he said he's fine. No, you will tell him, I'm going to have a discussion with him, and this is what I'm going to draw, and this is what I want to achieve, or perhaps this is what I have achieved. And you will have your briefings 3 or 2 times a week, but usually you will have to bring everything that you discussed with him.
And would you bring your cell phone so that the handler could actually see the WhatsApp communications?
Yeah, not at all material times. It depends on the content of the discussion. For example, where he insists, I will really have to meet with Minister Senzongcunu. You will then come to him and say, hey, Bafo, this man now is adamant, he's putting pressure. He wants to see Minister Senzongcunu.
Thanks. Then if you can continue with paragraph 65 and 66.
From the outset, and despite the perception which I effectively created with General Mkhonazi that I was close to and had the ear of Mkunu, I deny that I had any personal relationship of any kind with him. Him means Mr. Mkunu. I was neither an associate nor a friend of Mkunu. I regarded him, and I still do, as a comrade. In the same way as I wanted to create a perception and belief in the mind of Lieutenant General Mkhonazi, I wanted to create perception in the mind of Matlala, but for different purposes. Both, however, will be the execution of my task instruction received from my handler at Crime Intelligence.
Then from paragraph 67 onwards, you talk about your first approaches to General Mkhonazi. Can you take the Commission through those paragraphs?
67 in?
67 onwards, all the way through to 72.
I did send the WhatsApp message to Lieutenant General Mkhonazi on 30 September 2024, an attached document being the OB occurrence book register and a letter. This was my opening communication to Lieutenant General Mkhonazi. The documents were attached to give the message the necessary weight and to get his attention in an attempt to gain his trust. This was in line with my modus operandi as a contact agent. I also sent the follow-up message later that day, moreover with reference to Mutunu being in Lusikisiki. I wanted to leave him with the impression, which later proved to be effective, that I was with Mutunu in Lusikisiki. The contrary was, however, true. I left Lusikisiki a day before the minister's arrival. Mutunu was not aware of that I was in Lusikisiki, and I never met him there. I became aware that the minister was traveling to Lusikisiki via the media. I also sent the WhatsApp message to Lieutenant General Mkhonazi that he must be mindful and check his standing with Lieutenant General Khumalo in an effort to elicit a response. I confirm once again that at all relevant times, I sent these messages in an attempt to gain Lieutenant General Mkhonazi's confidence and trust in order to execute my mandate in terms of the task order of my handler.
Can I just stop you there before we move on to the crime intelligence screenshot? Where did you get the occurrence book register extract and the letter?
From one of my sources. Remember, commissioners, the occurrence was a recorded incident that took place, which implicated Lieutenant General Mkhonazi. And having found something that talks to him directly, I knew he was going to respond. And because it was talking about him, indeed, he responded.
And so this is a complaint that had been lodged against Lieutenant General Mkhonazi in relation to the Correctional Services incident.
Yes, that's correct. From Kalagabusha, it was about the arrest of possession of drugs against a head of correctional center, which, according to General Mkhonazi, because when I spoke to him, he responded to me in detail as to what really transpired. Then he ordered that the correctional officer should not be arrested. He cited reasons being he was going to sue the state or South African Police Service, those drugs were found in a rubbish bin, not necessarily inside the house of a correctional officer. That's what happened.
And when you refer in paragraph 69 to your WhatsApp message to General Mkhwanazi in relation to General Khumalo, what was your intention in, as it were, telling General Mkhwanazi he should suspect General Khumalo?
It is a modus operandi, commissioners. It's similar to someone, a very lovely couple. Even if you don't greet him, he doesn't know you. Should you tell him or ask him, are you sure about your girlfriend? He'll definitely start to ask you, what did you see? Why are you saying that? It's a similar message.
Then you talk about that crime intelligence screenshot. Can you take...
Sorry, Mr. Chaskasen. So you were asked what was the intention?
Was to get
the
him...
intention to create discord between the two of them because you're raising suspicion about the one or the other?
Obviously, General Mkhwanazi knew Lieutenant General Khumalo for longer. He wouldn't just take a story from me in the first place and believed me. He may have told him, but it created an environment that he must ask me exactly what did he say. And indeed, he asked me.
Thank you.
Then the crime intelligence screenshot. You say you obtained the screenshot from a confidential source within your network. That's in paragraph 71.
That's correct, Commissioners.
Now, that source would have had to have been present at the crime intelligence meeting, not so?
I don't know, Worship. No, I don't know, Commissioners. Excuse me, sorry.
And did that source know he was dealing with an agent, that he was giving it to you in your capacity as an agent?
That's correct. A network, you may be surprised. We are sitting with more than 400 in the network, 400, a lot of people. And this one may say, my handler attended a meeting and he showed me this, and when I saw that, I used it to my advantage.
But it wasn't just shown, it was captured, because you had an image to give to General Mkhwanazi.
That's correct, Commissioner. It is a question that I did not ask my source how and when did he get that picture. But it was not the first time. I've been, for example, talking about a presentation of Boko Haram, which is a very confidential document, but I saw it. I may have also taken a picture. So in this network, you are able to get or access such things.
Can you take the Commission through paragraphs 73 to, all the way through to 80?
I fully understand why the chairperson of the committee, during the evidence of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, raises a question. Why would I warn Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi of an attempt to discredit him? And the reason why Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi would answer the chairman that he had no idea at the time. He could not and he would not have an idea because absent the explanation that I acted as a contact agent investigating General Mkhwanazi and being in the process of infiltrating his world, it would be on the face of it rather random. It is clear from the conduct of General Mkhwanazi after receiving the WhatsApp communication from me that he has established through the Chief of Staff in the Minister's office that the minister was indeed in Lusikisiki at the time. I indicated that I was there, and by giving a long-winded explanation relating to the charges leveled at the acting head of correctional facility in Kalakabushe at the Empangeni, I managed to get his attention. Lieutenant General Mkona's defends the long explanation when he given to me regarding this incident, as he believes that I'm close to the minister, hoping that the explanation will reach the ear of the minister. I clearly succeeded in getting the attention of Lieutenant Mkonazi, as he chose to engage with me. He inquired as to what Lieutenant General Kumale had said about him with regard to cash in transit. I merely responded that the minister is briefed and he has arrived in Lusukisiki. My reference to the minister Lusukisiki, as well as my presence there, as stated, clearly confirmed in Lieutenant General Mkonazi's mind that I was close to the minister, having knowledge of his movement. With reference to the screenshot depicting the meeting of crime intelligence heads, I requested that General Mkonazi keep this confidential and that at his best interest at heart. I further communicated to him that the representative within crime intelligence are of the opinion that he does not listen to crime intelligence, that he might have his own cartel, and mentioned that provincial crime intelligence head is retiring in the next month. Once again, my communication had the desired effect, as Lieutenant General Mkonazi stated in his evidence that it is his understanding of the message that in the meeting referring to the screenshot attended by a representative of crime intelligence was that he did not want to cooperate and is not working well with the head of crime intelligence in KwaZulu-Natal. Further, that he does not take heed of the information that they are giving him, and in turn does not want to operationalize such information. The opposite is underlined by the response of Lieutenant General when he replies and requests the full presentation relating to the screenshot of the crime intelligence meeting, alternatively records of what was said therein. I then replied, reference General Khan, stating this general will brief him next week. My intentional reference to Major General Khan in the WhatsApp conversation with General Mkonazi again effectively caught his attention. He makes the following statement in reply: almost, open quote, almost everything that we see happening in Parliament and the media come from that components of crime intelligence, and this is where the real fight comes from, close quote. Lieutenant General Mkonazi stated the following, open quote again: the General Kumalo, the Divisional Commissioner Crime Intelligence, approached me and asked me to be a presiding officer. I then agreed. Shortly after agreeing to be the presiding officer, not long after that, I started getting this communication from Mohoti. But at that time, I'm not understanding as to what this communication, what is the background of this communication. He started to communicate these things to me. That is why throws Major General Khan's name in it, close quote.
Can I just get the timing of these WhatsApps confirmed? Your first approach to General Mkonazi was on the 30th of September, and that was the OB WhatsApp, which you record on page 67. The WhatsApps in relation to crime intelligence and the presentation and General Khan, that was the following day, 1 October. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And your purpose in shifting the conversation to General Khan is what you address in paragraph 84. Can you take the commission there?
Should I read this again?
Yes, please do.
I made reference to Major General Khan specifically and reiterate that I was stated herein above regarding the plot surrounding the disciplinary hearing of Major General Khan and the contrived outcome thereof. I wanted to create perception in General Mkonazi's mind that I may know of the plot. To elicit a reaction from Lieutenant General Mkonazi, I reasoned if he if he suspected that I had knowledge of the plot, he would not accept the appointment to chair the disciplinary hearing as requested by General Kumar.
So you were mentioning Major General Khan specifically because you knew about the plot and you wanted essentially to signal to General Mkonazi that you were aware of the plot and that he might then choose not to take on the disciplinary committee and not to carry forward that plot. Is that what your intention was?
Yeah, I'm simply saying he may have thought I knew. Commissioners, remember the recording part only happened in December. This was our conversation during October or after September.
But, sorry, I don't understand 84 then, because what 84 says to me is that in October, you mentioned Major General Khan specifically.
Yes.
Because you wanted to create a perception in Lieutenant General Mkonazi's mind that you may know of the plot.
Yes.
Did you know of the plot at that stage?
No. This should be, that's what I'm saying, it should be captured correctly. I spoke to General Mkonazi, and we only knew about the plot when we did the 252A thing. But in October, I had already heard that it is General Mkonazi who was going to preside over the case of General Khan. But I did not have any interest of some sort at that time, until that time when we conducted the 252.
But then why did you have any reason to mention Khan in your WhatsApp to General Mkonazi on the 1st of October?
It is Lieutenant Mkonazi, is Lieutenant General Mkonazi, who, according to him in the statement, was thinking that I have mentioned this because I knew he was going to preside. Indeed, I knew, but I'm trying to say it should be properly recorded that the conversation between the recording of the particular process, the 252A, about the plot, only got carried out or conducted when we did the 252.
So I understand what you're saying now, but I still can't make sense of 84. Maybe if you could just reframe 84 as you would want it, if 84 is saying the wrong thing in relation to the plot, what is it that you're saying in relation to General Khan and General Mkonazi?
May I just approach, Cousin?
The story is yours, and you know what the evidence is.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
I'm just trying to say this. The paragraph may have been captured, not should have. But the part of the paragraph could have been captured in another paragraph. What I'm saying is, when I spoke to General Khan about this incident, to General Mkonazi. No, I should put it properly, sorry. When we did the 252A, it was done after this conversation. So I'm simply trying to say the part where we speak about the disciplinary hearing didn't have been before the December 252A. Is probably not placed.
So this reference to a perception in Lieutenant General Mkonazi's mind that I may know of a plot shouldn't actually be in this paragraph.
Yes, should have been. I'll show you where it's supposed to come. You will check that, not congratulations. May I just have a second to rectify this, Commissioner?
Mr. Chairperson, unless it's crucial that he should deal with it now, which I don't think should be the case, Mr. Mkhotsi is coming back tomorrow.
Certainly. Maybe we can clarify this tomorrow.
Yes,
it's not a critical issue at all.
Yes.
And thank you, Commissioner. Perhaps there will be time for cross-examination, and this will be wrongly placed here. Thank you.
It will be sorted out before you are cross-examined. Thank you, Mr. Mkhotsi.
Then, if you can possibly finish off with paragraphs 85, 6, and 7.
Thank you. Paragraph 85, I did send a message to Lieutenant General Mkonazi stating, congratulations, you are going to save the country. I knew a press conference was going to be held by Lieutenant General Mkonazi before it happened. I wanted him to know that I had this knowledge and furtherance of my investigation. This conversation took place shortly after the arrest of General Kumal. I was under the impression that General Mkonazi was going to have a very positive press conference, and therefore I wrote the message as aforesaid. The later transpired not to be the case. My message sent on 4 July 2025, congratulating General Mkonazi that he's going to save the country, clearly further caught his attention and he deemed it necessary to respond thereto. I did direct the communication to General Mkonazi requesting him to intervene. This was not out of genuine concern about the situation that was unfolding regarding warrants of arrest that were procured. This was, in my view, as a knee-jerk reaction to the arrest of General Kumal, to arrest certain other high-ranking police officials, including General Masemula. I wanted to know how Lieutenant General Mkonazi was going to react. I further also wanted to know what his next step would be. I contemplated genuinely possibility that he might resign from his position during the press conference that was going on.
So if I understand you correctly, that message in early July you sent really to try to work out what Lieutenant General Mkonazi was going to do next.
Yes, but just to add on that, Commissioners, there was a heavy observation because that week General Mkonazi came to Gauteng, and that's why earlier I spoke about something like a coup of some sort. Here in Pretoria, at the police college, including General Masemola, he stayed the whole night there. And that's where I derived...
Sorry to interrupt. Who stayed the whole night? No, General Masemola or
after General Mkonazi came here, frequented and went back, General Masemola and the other team, they stayed at the college for the whole night during that week of the press conference. And the information we have, I believe, I'll be perhaps guided how to perhaps supplement if we reach the conclusion of what we are working on. I can confirm that the press conference, the statement which General Mkonazi read, was not typed in KZN. It was typed here in Pretoria at the college. We're going to even find the computer from which that statement was typed. It was not typed there.
You're saying you found, or you are hoping to find?
No, there is. We are 80% already. The 6, that's why I'm saying you should check. When I sent him a message in advance, Commissioners, it was after the arrest of General Kumalo, General Lukalakala, and those other brigadiers. And General Masemola, after the arrest, maybe that should be recorded.
It's either you found it or you have not found it. You cannot find it 80%, Mr. Mokhodzi. Please make me understand.
You get that a person tasked will say, I have it. Now, for me here to say, I have it, I'll not be telling the truth. I hope if he's watching, he'll just call me and say, hey, I have it. But from the person, for 4 days, we placed the network to monitor the movement before this press conference. And even I don't want to go into the content of the press conference and leave the script, but I hope the stage will come for one to elaborate the investigation around this July 6 press conference.
You say that you contemplated the genuine possibility that General Mkhwanazi might announce his resignation at the press briefing.
Yes.
Why did you contemplate that?
You see, the arrest of General Khumalo was a breaking point. It almost changed the South African Police Service. Everything changed. That's why we are here. That's why I'm able to say there is intelligence report in 2018. I know of 2019, 2021. There is no such thing as the big five and things they are talking about. General Mkhwanazi, he was angered by the arrest of General Khumalo. Even the press conference was only about that, where he said there is a drug cartel. They are using this tactic of misdirection, commissioners, to, like you say, the PKTT was disbanded because there is a drug cartel which Minister Mtuni wanted to protect. KT Molef, these people were still going to be arrested whether the PKTT was there or not. Now, they just brought a big narrative. If you allow me, Chair, commissioners, I can just 1 minute to show you this thing properly. There is this thing called the misdirection, to mislead how everything happened. I'll give an example of this witness, who came here with the recording. He came with the recording, they say, Brown Mokhodzi had 500,000 for him and Senzo Mtunu, and then he came with, Kat says, on the recording, I gave Sibia 2 million plus 1 million per month, and I know, the witness I think I know him. He's having a rank in the South African Police Service. They know, in terms of the law, they're supposed to subject Kat Matlala with his recording to a magistrate for a confession statement, and immediately on the spot apply for warrant of arrest for Brown Mokhodzi, Senzo Mtunu, and General Sibia. No, they bring it and play it raw here. They just come with information that that will never be admissible in the court of law. To say we gave him 500,000, and then on the recording they asked Kat, was it cash or what? He said, no, he was in Cape Town, I sent it. They don't immediately ask from the records, show us the balance or the proof of 500,000. It's a similar thing, Commissioner, with when General Mkhwanazi was speaking in that press conference. Check this thing that he raised. He spoke about the magistrate who imposed a bail condition against the Crime Intelligence General. Even Nelson Mandela, the most respected president, he never called a press conference with people holding rifles behind him. And General Mkhwanazi speaking about that magistrate, I can assure you, is either he recused, he'll even resign that magistrate. To say, how can he impose a bail condition like that? Whereas he knows they could just apply for the relaxation of bail condition and life goes on. But he was able to threaten that magistrate. He did not even worry during his statement, commissioners, that it was Fadil Adams in Cape Town who opened a case against General Lushaba, the one I spoke about with the housebreaking and stuff, and other cases. What happened in the Cape Town, the matters could not be investigated. It's written on my statement, it is a practice across the country. PKTT and this police mafia cartel, this group of policemen, they don't want to be accountable. When the case could not be opened in Cape Town, he came to Soweto again. And the matter could not be investigated. He requested the IDEC, and IDEC confirmed during the ad hoc that it was a Section 27 referral. But Becky Tele came to Parliament and said, no, it was Nkabini who wrote the letter. Becky Tele came to the ad hoc and said, Kat told him, Brown Mokgotsi and Senzo, they were together with Kat, he spoke about money. As a former minister, he was supposed to say, where is the date? Call Kumalo, obtain Section 205, locate Brown Mokgotsi, Senzo Mtunu, and Kat. They bring is to mislead everyone. They bring information that does not go into work. There's one, just coincidentally, there's a priest, that priest, Bushiri. He came now on the light. He's saying he gave Sibia 12 million. He's talking so much money. I can attest, I assure you now, the period in question, Sibia was not a policeman. But because there's a misdirection, there is something that is concocted just to say, this one is doing that. Now, I hope we're going to go into the messages, Commissioner. You will see messages that I sent to Kat, messages that I wanted to publish secretly, came out this Sunday from the, I don't know whether the Sunday World got it, but it speaks of the Inspector General, that's the report he did. It's there in those messages. They're not talking about it. It is there in my messages that the car, the Mercedes-Benz belonging to the crime intelligence was used, and the AK-47 was taken from the SAP-69 for the death of Magad. They don't talk those things. They want 149,000. They want Mutuni with the... It's just to mislead everyone. They even did that in the absence of the president. We thought Masemola will say, you are not supposed to call a press conference like that. He did not even respect the protocol. No, he's endorsing that. When these generals are arrested, he refused to suspend them. What did he do? He took the same provincial commissioner who was in Western Cape who refused to open those cases. He's now working in the office of General Masemola, Patekile. In 6 days, he met those generals which were arrested, he cleared them and said, internally they are not wrong, they must come back to work. I speak to you now. Lushaba is back to work. I believe General Kumalo, Lieutenant, is going back to work this week. It's because of this police mafia. There is something that is colored to mislead everyone. Big Five, the Grand Cartel. Gaten Mackenzie, the minister, said there is a mafia, Chinese mafia, Russian mafia, spoke so many things. But in this report of the Big Five, there is not even one Chinese, not Russia, nothing. They just orchestrate things to mislead the public. Thank you, Commissioner.
Can we...
Sorry, can I just... You were asked the question about why you entertained the possibility that General Mkhwanazi would resign at that press conference. Now, I'm trying to reconcile that and maybe explain it, that in the preceding paragraph 85, you say, this is at page 18, you say at the end of that paragraph, you say, I was under the impression that General Mkhwanazi was going to have a positive press conference. So you say that, and then in the later paragraph, you then say you are under the possibility, you contemplated that he was going to resign. Is that the positive that you're talking about? That it would have been, you contemplated he would resign, and that is what you had in mind as a positive thing that would happen?
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. In those messages, and I heard him when he was giving evidence here, he said, me and him spoke on the phone. We spoke about how easy it is for one police officer to obtain a section, a J50 for another officer, and these arrests are now happening randomly. I thought on the basis of that discussion, he would bring a press conference that speaks to uniting the police community, uniting the infighting, as opposed to what, or you would resign. That's what actually I said.
So you consider the resignation to be the positive thing?
No,
Because I'm trying to make sense of two seemingly contradictory statements that you're making. You contemplated he would resign, but earlier on, you make the statement you thought something positive would come out of his press conference. I'm trying to make it make sense.
Yes, Commissioner, thank you. It's, the paragraph speaks about the conversation that took place after the arrest of General Kumar. And I was under the impression he was going to have a positive press conference, and therefore wrote that above message. But I said the later transpired not to be the case.
All right, I think you've answered me as best as you can. Thank you.
Thank you.
We come now to the communications, and I will take you in some detail through the communications in due course, because I do need you to explain some of them to us. But let's first deal with the ones that you mentioned in your statement before we go to the annexure. And the first one you mention is a WhatsApp of 31 December 2024, saying, and you say you sent the WhatsApp message to Matlala on 31 December stating today is the day and Matlala should just stand back. Can you just go to page 59 of the witness statement bundle? I think that's the WhatsApp you're talking about. Do you have it at 11:32 on the 31st of December?
That's correct, Commissioners.
So there you write to Matlala outstanding issues. Now this again. Today is D-Day on the other side. I also think you must stand back. So that you wrote.
That's correct.
What did you mean today is D-Day on the other side?
Yes, the message 11:32, 11:31, I say, I'm now worried, my brother. And 11:32 is responding, or same seconds, worried about what? And then I said outstanding issues. Now this again. Today is the D on the other side, stand back. Then he asked, stand back. Don't understand what you mean. Then there comes my response. For your safety and business.
But I'm curious as to what you meant by saying today is D-Day on the other side. What did you mean with that?
That was the issue of, remember it was before the January 8, there was the first deadline to do the payment to the other side. That's what he had to do for the January 8. But that one, then on the other side, and then he said, I think you must stand back. Then stand back, he said, I don't understand. And I said, for your safety and business. That was the deadline for the other thing to be paid for the January 8. The other side. It was a deadline, it was a D-Day for that one.
So you're saying that when you referred to D-Day, you were referring to the January the 8th
yes, because
payment.
I say outstanding issues at Koma, then I speak about now this again, but today is a D-side on the other side. I refer to the D-Day for the payment.
Mr. Mokgotsi, what does the January 8 celebration have to do with Mr. Matlala's safety and business?
Those were two issues. The same way when the PKTT went to his house on the 6th, there was that information again. That's why I spoke about his safety and business, that they were going into his business again, and they would also either confiscate or do something. It was just information that came that time.
But this is the 31st of December 2024.
Yeah,
Why do you say for your safety and business? What did you know about the PKTT?
I'm saying I did tell him over the phone as we spoke. I heard that they were going to go back to him again. And this time they were going to either close his business, because there was a time when they took his firearms and he's running a security company. Then I said, this time, just for your safety and for your business, that's what I was referring to. Sorry.
So did you think that the PKTT
Was going there
was
again.
going to go to Mr. Matlala's house
Again.
on the 31st of December 2024?
Not necessarily the 31st. It was, I thought, any time during that time. Any time.
Including the 31st of
Yes,
December 2024?
but the part of the other side was D-Day, was the payment. It was not, I hear everyone saying now, I was saying it's the D-Day for the disbandment. And Essen, remember we've been talking about this legend. You don't apply it when you lie unnecessarily. You cannot lie under oath. I would say, no, I was referring to my work. No, it's not like that, Commissioner. This was clearly for the deadline, and the other one, it was for the suspicion that the PKTT was going to go to his house again and his business.
Why did you suspect the PKTT would go to his
It's
house?
information that you get, Commissioner, every day.
Yeah, but why? What is
It's
it
because they
about
told
it?
me. It's because what they told me.
Your sources told you that
Yeah,
PKTT...
it's not only about sources. You always hear, I can't remember. We were doing something here, Commissioner, here in this institution with somebody else. And I just said, I wish I can just share you with my phone and see what comes in my phone every minute. Where they were talking about the G20 and what. It's like that. Every time something will come, hey, there's a hit where, hey, there's a CIT, it is that life. But there was a suspicion that they're going to go to his house again, that time.
So someone told you...
That's correct.
...that the PKTT was going to go to his house on the 31st.
Yes, that's when I was talking to him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Then if we go down to page 62,
and
at the foot of the page,
62.
62.
Page
62. You say in your statement at paragraph 89, I did not send the WhatsApp communication to Matlala on 1 January 2025, stating, good day, I have arranged a meeting for Sabia and the minister must have a solution. You say you didn't send that one.
That's correct.
You then say in paragraph 90, I'd like to point out there's a screenshot of what purports to be Matlala's phone. It stands to be noted that a screenshot is easily manufactured and cannot be relied on the face of. In my view, regard must be had to the original message on the original phone on which it was received, referencing the phone number of the recipient and the sender. What I can say to you is that what you see in this document that's being displayed here is a printout of a single Android WhatsApp file that is recorded on Mr. Matlala's phone. So this is not a screenshot. This is something that is printed out from a single Android file recording the WhatsApp calls between Mr. Matlala and yourself. That's the genesis of it.
Is which page, Commissioner? 60?
Sorry?
Is which page 63?
It
or
is
the
page
same one that,
62.
If I did not mishear, Mr. Shaskarson, I think you said calls. It's mostly chats or not, yeah.
Well, chats and calls. It is a WhatsApp file that contains a record of all of the WhatsApp messages, be they voice or chat, between two parties on an Android device. Sorry, on an Apple device, because it's from the i16. So what is printed out here is the entire contents of the record on Mr. Matlala's Apple i16 of the WhatsApp calls and chats between himself and yourself.
Do you follow the substance of the point being made by Mr. Chaskalson, Mr. Mokhodzi?
Yeah, I'm trying to, as I do follow that you say it's a printout. Commissioners, you know, this message compared to all these other messages that speaks very implicating issues that I said I have typed, I would have easily said, yes, I wrote this message. Perhaps the Commission should allow me that tomorrow I must bring you must tell me what I must bring. I can make, this is easily fabricated. There was a message of Brown Mokhodzi with the Treasurer General of the ANC that she wrote me a message that I must attack Fikile Mbalula, which I never spoke to the Treasurer General of the ANC. So these messages can easily be. You even during this other ad hoc Advocate Johnson, she did confirm that some of the messages from Kat's phone were tampered with. The moment you delete, the moment you delete, it means you have tampered.
You're standing by your version that you didn't send this. I must just place on record that your paragraph 90 is wrong. It isn't a screenshot. So if you still want to stand by the version, knowing that it's not a screenshot as opposed to a printout of the WhatsApp file on the Apple
I stand by that. I stand by
okay.
That. Yes. And then I will...
Just before you move on, there is the possibility that your point is this may not necessarily be a screenshot, but even if that be so, it is still manufactured.
It's not my mistake.
There is the second possibility that it purports to be a screenshot, but it's manufactured. Which one of the 2 points
No,
are
the
you
first
making?
one that you say, according to the evidence leader, commissioners, is saying this is not a screenshot, it's a printout. So I'm saying
it's a printout of chats, not a screenshot of chats. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm saying, in as much as that I don't remember myself sending this message, and perhaps tomorrow there'll be an opportunity to share with the Commission. How do you mention in my world the name minister or Sibia or another person? I will have. I don't remember myself. I did not send this message. And in as much as I say it's not implicating me in any way, there's no need to say I did not send it. I could have said, yes, I sent it, I was in field. Just like I've been explaining prior, commissioners.
Thank you.
If we then proceed, paragraph 91, you say you did send the message, send the WhatsApp to Matlala referencing that the task team came to his house and harassed him. And that is a message on the 1st of January. and it's at 2238 on the 1st of January. That's the message that you're confirming you did send.
It's page 60, the message, so page 63.
Page 63 at 2238.
That's correct. I did send this message.
Paragraph 92, you explain why you sent it. Then in paragraph 93, I think you are referring to the message on the 2nd of January at 8:58, where it says they got the letter on Monday. As we speak, they're bringing all the dockets to Sabia.
That's correct. I sent it.
And that you say you did send.
Yes, I did send this message.
And in paragraph 93, you explain why you assumed that they were bringing the dockets to General Sabia. Can you just read that for the Commission?
Although the information contained in the letter of the Minister Intalia disbanding the PKTT task team did not include any reference to the National Deputy Commissioner Jan Sibia taking control of the dockets, that the PKTT was taking control of the dockets that the PKTT was investigating. This would have occurred as a matter of consequence. I say this because the Deputy National Commissioner of Police is responsible for all the dockets within the South African Police Service across the country. I therefore implied in my mind that when a specialized task team like the PKTT is disbanded by the Minister of Police, the dockets being of a very high profile will resort under the care, custody, and control of the Deputy National Commissioner General CB.
So if I understand you correctly, you're saying you made an assumption that when disbandment took place, in terms of ordinary SAPS protocols and procedures, the dockets would be taken to the office of General Sabia.
Yes, I'll perhaps also give where I derived that there was a matter of the VIP protection of the Deputy President. The VIP protection of the Deputy President, and the case was opened against them. They had to do their bail process and so forth. And there was a time when I asked a very close friend of mine that, now, how far is this investigation? And the person said, no, we'll have to ask CBA, all dockets belongs to him. And only to find out those ones did not go to General Sevilla, but they were done by presidency as we were talking. But he said, except these ones, all the dockets across the country goes to Sevilla. That's how I knew that as a decision of the minister disbanding, it will go. The dockets will go to General Sevilla.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Mkhot? Why did you not think the dockets would go to the stations of origin in KZN? Why did you assume that they will go to General Sibia in Pretoria?
I do not think there's one person with that authority to disperse the dockets in one province. They had, remember, they had to be taken to the national office for rearrangement and placement of the new investigating officers, arrangement with the DPP or prosecutors responsible. It could not be done at the station level, is my thinking.
And how did you know that? Because those are internal SAPS processes.
That's my world, Commissioner.
No, the reason I'm asking you this question is that we had a very senior official from SAPS yesterday, General Motsipe, and she was not clear about the process. And here you are, a citizen who's not part of the SAPS, and you seem to know better than her what was to happen with the docket.
I cannot respond to that question that I know better than her. And I'm saying the fact that during some time we were just sitting with my handler and other friends, when we spoke about the dockets, it was confirmed that all the dockets in the country reports